Okay, good afternoon, Donna. What do we have this afternoon that we're going to talk about?
Well, hello. I'm Donna Calder from Southern Art Studio, and I visited you on a few other occasions demonstrating some of the things that I do. One of the videos that we made, I showed you the kiln that I have here at the studio, and we placed bisque-fired objects into the kiln, and I just wanted you to take a look at some of the pieces that I've gotten out of the kiln. They've been prepared and are ready to go to the local shop that I have. But I think it's pretty fascinating. The glazes that I placed on these objects, like this leaf, started out to be just a chalky color, and I'm going to show you some of the glazing today. And whenever the kiln gets to the temperature, I fire them at cone 6, then the glazes melt, and when it cools down we have all these lovely colors. And this is what I enjoy so much about working with the glazes, because it's always a surprise on the colors that you have. Now, the last video that we made, I demonstrated how to create a wishing heart. And I told you a little bit of the story behind why I make wishing hearts. It's to send good thoughts. As you ring the bell, the good thoughts can go into heaven through the music that it makes. And you can hear the sounds that are in these hearts. Well, this is the one that I worked on the other day. This is the one that I built the other day. And we worked on the front and the back. It's three-dimensional. Inside there are 4 bells, and you can't really hear them at this time because they're all wrapped around a bunch of paper that I placed inside of the heart. Now, this is ready to be bisque fired, but before you can bisque fire it, you need to sand it and clean it a little bit. And it's better to do this now than after you bisque fire it and you get it out and it's very hard, and you have to take really hard sandpaper to do it. But I just take a piece of this material like this, and you can just buy this in the grocery store, and get in a really well ventilated area and sand off all the rough edges. I go over the entire piece, getting all the rough edges off before I actually put it in the kiln to be bisque fired. But at that point, this is ready to go into the kiln for the first firing. Now, once it's been fired, bisque fired, and I will fire this at 0.4 cone 0.4, I'll get it out and it will look like this. Now, the color hasn't changed too much, but it has changed some. This has still got some moisture in it. This is very hard. All of the moisture has left the clay body, and it's ready. I could paint on this. I could leave it just like it is. If I would like it like this, I could put stains on this, or I could glaze it, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place a glaze on it, but this is called bisque firing it. This is a bisque fired piece. But I choose to go through a certain process that I really like. It's sort of unique to me, and that is I'm going to be placing on the back side of this a manganese wash. And this is a chemical, a manganese wash, and I'm going to apply it all across the back of my heart. And then on the front side, I'm going to actually put glazes, which are crushed glass that will melt and create a color on the front side. And I use different colors. Today I'm going to be using colors that will create a fallish look with our greens, and it's got a little bit of a red tone underneath it. These are some that I made back in the springtime, and I really like that color for that time of year. Okay, we're going to use manganese wash, and right now I'm going to demonstrate step by step. If you should choose to do this at home, hopefully you can watch this video and you can watch it again and again to get the steps that you would use, you would do in order to glaze this. I'm glazing the bisfired. When you're dealing with high-fired clays, I could actually glaze this that hasn't been bisfired too, but I generally don't. I wait until it's bisfired, but that could be glazed as long as it doesn't fall apart or anything while I'm working with it. Okay, this step is on to me, the back side is the side that has Namaste on it. It has my name. It has the hole in it. I'm going to be placing some manganese wash, and as I said, this is a chemical. I've added a little bit of water to it, and it's going to brush on, and I'm using a foam brush with it. It's going to brush on black, which all seems kind of odd because this is the color that we're going to end up with. Will be this color, but I'm going to brush this black very carefully whenever I get around to the edges. Sort of sinks right in. Now you can put more than one coat of this on. I'm going to, for my purpose with this, I'm going to just put one really good coat on it. Also, you could wash off part of it, but I'm going to leave it just like this. We're sitting outside because it is a beautiful afternoon here in North Carolina. Feels like a fall afternoon. Quite often I like to work outside. For one thing, the ventilation is really good. Perfect ventilation. You can see the breeze blowing. You could apply this with a brush. I choose a regular bristle brush. I choose to use foam brush. It just goes on smooth. Easy. Okay, I've covered the back of this, and we're going to let it dry just a minute, and then we're going to work on the front side.